Aew Dynamite starts with CM Punk sitting in the ring, and Punk pulls out a dog collar and says that's the match he and MJF will have at Revolution. Then Punk calls out MJF, and MJF comes out, and Punk pulls out a photo of MJF meeting Punk back in the day. Punk says this was the greatest day in your life, but to me it was a Friday, and at Revolution it will be your worst day, and for me it'll just be a Sunday. And MJF says nothing and leaves. Brian Danielson versus Lee Moriarty, and Bryan wins by choking out Lee. After the match, Bryan calls out Jon Moxley to the ring, and Moxley tells a story about facing Bryan 10 years ago, and says I'm not that same kid anymore, and I was thinking about your offer, Bryan, and I couldn't think of a reason to not do it, so the choice is up to you, but I don't stand side by side with nobody until I bleed with them first. Wardlow with Sean Spears in his corner versus Max Caster with Anthony Bowens in his corner, and Wardlow wins with a few powerbombs. After the match, Wardlow powerbombs Bowens, then Spears hits Caster and Bowens with a steel chair. Hangman Adam Page comes out for an in-ring interview, but Adam Cole interrupts it and says, whenever I'm in the same company as you, you've always been known as the other Adam, but when we do fight for the title, may the best man win. And they shake hands, and Cole leaves, but Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish attack Page from behind, and Cole runs back in to beat down Page as well, but security splits them up, then the Dark Order run out, and Alan Angels drops some of the security. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Santana and Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston comes out to be in Santana and Ortiz's corner, and Santana wins with a discus lariat on Jericho. After the match, Jericho and Kingston punch on. Mercedes Martinez versus Thunderosa in a no disqualification match, and Rosa wins with a Thunder Driver on a pile of steel chairs. After the match, Rosa stands up Mercedes and gives a bow. Then Britt Baker, Rebel and Jamie Hayter come out, and Britt goes over to Martin Cove, who plays John Kreese on Cobra Kai, and he says, I told you she was weak, now finish her. And Jamie and Rebel beat down Rosa. Then Britt hands a lead pipe to Mercedes to use on Rosa, but she takes too long, and Jamie drops Mercedes and beats her down too. Malakai Black and Brody King have a promo, and Malakai places cards down, and Brody says, who are we waiting for? And Malakai says, mystery, and a person walks in behind Malakai. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship in the main event. During the match, Jose the assistant distracts the referee, and Sting drops Jose, but Andrade hits Darby with a tablet, and Sammy wins with his GTH. After the match, Matt Hardy runs out and beats down Darby, then Andrade drops Sammy and raises and takes both TNT titles. We'll see you next week for the next Dynamite highlight.